As you've seen, Silent Hill Shattered Memories is a reimagining of the original Silent Hill. It shares the premise of that game. You're Harry Mason, you're looking for your daughter. But beyond that, all the details have changed to betray your expectations.
This is the thing, when everyone got their Wii kits, you looked at it and immediately thought, well, this would be really neat for a game about flashlights. And the game works exactly like you'd imagine. You move around with the nunchuck and you point the Wiimote to point the flashlight. And this is an incredibly immersive and seamless way of exploring. And for a game that takes place pretty much in the dark, really transforms and lifts the level of immersion.
Another thing we've done is traditional survival horror games, you have menus and maps and everything like a normal video game. But what that really does is it draws you out of the game. It just says, hey, you're playing a video game. Or it'll stop the action. So if there's a monster bearing down on you, I just go to the map and suddenly I'm safe. And since the goal of a survival horror game is to scare you, we've removed all those elements and put them in Harry's cell phone. So instead of going to a menu, he pulls out his cell phone, he goes to map. Well, he's looking at a map on his cell phone, but the world is still continuing, so if there's monsters after him, they're still going to grab him.
I think a key thing is if you look at traditional survival horror games, you have a very elevated camera, very removed from the action. So often it was actually a practical thing. You know, if you're trying to read a magazine on a desk, the player can't see what a magazine is, so you have a bit of text to tell you what's going on. In this game, the kind of rule is if the player can get up to it, he can read it, he can look at it.
A lot of people I've seen have been worried already that, like you said, they think we removed combat, and they're thinking of it like we took a game they've already played. We took every Silent Hill game, and then we picked up combat and threw it out, and it's the same game. It's not like that at all. We've designed this game from the ground up for this purpose. We didn't remove anything. We built it so instead of combat, there's these nightmare sequences where you're trying to escape with your life.
The pacing of the game is much closer to horror movies. In a horror movie, you'll have a sequence during the day where things are nice and calm and characters are uncovering storylines, lots of nice dialogue. And then when the night falls, kind of suspense is elevated and you know someone's going to die. So what we're doing with our approach to enemy encounters in this game is trying to re-inject them with that sense of fear and scariness by changing the structure and the way that we present them to the player.
What I'm most excited about is this is a real Silent Hill game on the Wii. It's not a watered-down game. We didn't try to make it different just because it's on Wii. We looked at what survival horror could be, what the Wii could add to that, and we built the game around those ideas.
I mean, for me, this is going to be the most immersive horror game you've ever played. You're going to play through this, you're going to get to the end of the game, the story's going to blow you away, and your sense of involvement in that story is just going to be through the roof.